This structure represents a renal corpuscle that's been sectioned open so that you can see the structures inside. Renal corpuscles, you remember, were these larger white dots located out in the cortex. The renal corpuscle is surrounded on the outside by a Bowman's capsule. Inside the renal corpuscle is a capillary bed, the glomerulus. Blood enters the glomerulus through the afferent arteriole. Passes through and creates filtrate that will travel inside the nephron. Blood leaves the glomerulus through the efferent arteriole. Which ultimately goes into the peritubular capillaries. So as blood passes through the glomerulus, it filters out these small pores that you can see, creating filtrate that collects inside the Bowman's capsule. This structure right here is the proximal tubule. The proximal tubule is the very beginning of the tubules of the nephron. As filtrate passes through the proximal tubule, molecules in water will be absorbed back into the blood. Remembering back to the other section of the model, filtrate passes through the proximal tubule, through the loop, and through the distal tubule. At this point, the distal tubule passes directly next to the afferent arteriole. This structure right here is a section of the distal tubule. There's a structure at the base of the afferent arteriole called the juxtaglomerular apparatus. On this model, the juxtaglomerular apparatus includes this layer of the distal tubule, which are called macula densa cells, and this enlarged area, which are your granular juxtaglomerular cells. Both these cells and that cell on this model make up the juxtaglomerular apparatus. Inside the Bowman's capsule is a purple lumpy membrane. This is the parietal layer of the Bowman's capsule. This is the innermost layer of the glomerulus. It's capillary endothelium. You can see the tiny little holes, which are fenestra. There's a membrane that covers this called a basement membrane. Basement membranes are not shown on this model, but basement membranes act like a glue in between two different types of tissues. Outside of all of the capillary endothelium is a layer of podocytes, which makes up the visceral layer of the Bowman's capsule. Podocytes are shaped like starfish. You can see the tiny cell bodies here, and then the extensions, like legs that go in between. Each one of these starfish-like cells is an individual podocyte. And the entire group of podocytes makes up the visceral layer of the Bowman's capsule. When filtrate passes through the filtration membrane. It goes through the capillary endothelium, through the basement membrane, and through the visceral layer to collect inside the Bowman's capsule.